Testing.
Oh. Let me make sure I turn this off.
Welcome everyone to Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor, including all those who are joining us online. My name is Linda, and this is Reverend David, who will be doing our talk today.
So good to see each and every one of you. You know, the Unity movement embraces the inherent worth and diversity of every individual, fostering an environment of acceptance and respect for all people without distinction of any kind. We come together to encourage and to support one another in our individual spiritual journeys. And wherever you are in that process, we are glad that you joined us today.
While it is a well-traveled land, we would like to respectfully acknowledge that the land in which we gather today is the traditional territory of the Three Fires Confederacy of First Nations, comprised of the Ojibwe, the Ottawa, and the Potawatomi peoples. We are grateful to work, learn, and live in this area. And I would like to introduce our musicians today, Angelica and Michael. Thank you so much for being with us.
And Linda, thank you for being here with us as our hostess.
Thank you. And now it's time for our opening prayer. Sometimes I say, put your hand on your heart, and there's a connection there that we can reach up into our higher self, and it just seems like the connection is deeper and stronger. So let's do that today and place our feet firmly on the floor. I am in the presence of God. No matter where I am or where I go, I am in the presence of God. It's a blessing to realize I can never be outside this presence. All things, whether seeming good or bad, are happening inside God, the one presence and power in the universe. There is not one thing in life I need face alone. The presence of God is also in me. It may be easy to feel divine presence most keenly in times of mindful contemplation or prayerful practice, but I can also feel it each time I consciously live from my divine identity. I am being the presence of Spirit each time I show grace to another, with each loving act of kindness and consideration, when I offer forgiveness or sharing generously of my supply. God is good all the time. I pray that through me, all others know this truth. 1 Chronicles 16:11 says, "Seek the Lord and his strength. Seek his presence continually." Amen. This comes from our daily word.
Amen. I do want to remind everyone that we do have a prayer chaplain available for prayer after the service up in our prayer room upstairs, and that is Susan Fabro. So she would be honored to pray with you if any of you would like to have prayer after the service.
And there is a prayer request box right over here. Fill it out, and the prayer chaplain team will pray over it. And then it is even taken, I think, to the main...
To Silent Unity.
Silent Unity,
Uh-huh.
right.
Yeah.
24/7 there is prayer support in Unity, what's called Silent Unity. The phone number is 1-800-NOW-PRAY.
Well, now it's time for our first song. So if you're willing and able, I invite you to all stand up. And what is our first song?
Good morning. It's Go Make a Difference.
Go Make a Difference.
Here we go, everyone. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. We are the salt of the earth, called to let the people see the love of God in you and me. We are the light of the world, not to be hidden but be seen. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. We are the hands of God, reaching out to those we meet with the ways of God for all to see. We are the spirit of hope. We are the voice of peace. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. So let our love shine on. Let it shine for all to see. Go make a difference in the world. And the Spirit of God will be with us as we go. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference in the world. Thanks, everyone. Our next song is Unity. Every prayer is answered. Every prayer is heard. Every thought and feeling, every spoken word, what your soul has longed for, what your heart can feel, is already here, is already real. There is no one out there gather all your troubles, give them all to me. I am always with you, I will always be. I am one, I am unity. We are one, we are unity.
Thank you.
Thank you all. You may be seated.
You may be
Beautiful.
seated.
Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor is a progressive spiritual community that emphasizes personal growth, living consciously, and making a positive difference in the world. As part of New Thought and the worldwide unity movement, we strive to be compassionate, inclusive, open-minded, service-oriented, abundant, and spirit-filled.
Unity teaches that each person is a unique individual expression of God. Our realization of that truth evolves as we expand our consciousness through prayer and meditation. Unity emphasizes that we create our experience of life according to the thoughts and the feelings that we hold in mind. Affirmative prayer is the highest form of creative thought, while meditation stills the mind and heightens our awareness of our oneness with Spirit, with each other, and with all of life. And living from that awareness transforms our lives and our world. So at this time, I just want to call up Lori Nicodemo King. And we are just very, very grateful for the various volunteers. As a community, we are extremely blessed by the number of really quality volunteers, all the people that volunteer to make all of this happen. And so today we are recognizing the welcoming and the ushering team. Those are the people that welcome you when you come in. Lori Nicodema, who is also our board president, she serves as the team leader. So I'm going to have her just come over and introduce. You can stand right there, and you can use this right here.
Good morning, everyone. So our team, this is going to be tricky. Our team consists of Annette, Sandor, please come up, Sandor. Susan, please come up. Mary Rose, please come up. Excuse me. Sandor, do you mind holding that for me? Thank you. Devani, Devani's not here today. Mary Rose. Annette, I said, and Maria. So these volunteers greet our Sunday morning guests with their warm smiles, open arms, and loving hearts. So thank you on behalf of Unity, the Board of Directors, and Reverend David, thank you for shining your light on all of us. Here's a small token to thank you for your commitment to unity.
Thank y'all so much. Again, we're really, really blessed by all of our wonderful volunteers. So thank you, thank you.
Our affirmation for August is, I affirm life today. I am alive in the life of God. I am filled through and through with the renewing, life-giving Spirit. Will you please affirm that with me?
I affirm life today. I am alive in the life of God. I am filled through and through with the renewing, life-giving Spirit. And now, some special music.
When I think back on these times and the dreams we left behind, I'll be glad 'cause I was blessed to get to have you in my life. When I look back on these days, I'll look back at your face. You were right there for me. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am, there you'll be. And everywhere I am, there you'll be. Well, you taught me how it feels to feel the sky within my reach, and I always will remember all the strength you gave to me. Your love made me make it through. Oh, I owe so much to you. You were right there for me. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am, there you'll be. 'Cause I always saw you in my light, my strength. And I want to thank you now for all the ways you were right there for me. You were right there for me for always. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am, there you'll be. And everywhere I am, there you'll be. There you'll be. Thank you all so much.
Angelica, that was a beautiful song.
you so much
You have
for
such a
being here.
lovely voice.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Michael, thank you for being here. Oh,
you, Mike.
gosh. We have such a great music team, don't we? Okay. It's good to see all of you. Welcome. Beautiful weather, right? I mean, honestly, this has been like an ideal summer as far as I'm concerned. You're looking at a man that comes from Texas. And right now, Texas has, Austin, where I'm from, has had 38 days in a row of 100 degrees or more, 38 days. And yesterday it was 104, so my friends are very envious. But anyway, I've absolutely loved this summer. So I always enjoy starting with something a little funny. And so a woman and her husband had been married for 60 years and had remained faithful and loving the entire time. However, the woman did have one secret, a shoebox in her closet. The shoebox itself was not a secret, but the wife had told the husband that he was never, ever to open or ask about the box, so the contents remained unknown. Well, the wife fell ill, and the doctor said she might not make it. The husband took the box and brought it to her bedside and asked if he could open it. And with her permission, he took the top off the box and pulled out $95,000 and 2 crocheted dolls. He asked what all of this was. Well, the wife began, "My grandmother once told me that the secret to a successful marriage was to never get angry at your husband. Instead, when you're angry, you should crochet a little doll." The husband began to weep tears of joy that she had been angry with him for so little time. The husband began, wept, and she said, "That's wonderful, my dear, that's wonderful. But what's with the $95,000? She said, "That's the money I made from selling dolls." So 3 months ago, we started on a journey together. We began a quest. The word quest as a verb means to search for something. And a quest as a noun means a long, arduous search for something. So a quest is a journey that requires inquiry, investigation, and exploration. So if we plan on going into a new territory or one that we're not really that familiar with, it's wise to make a map or have a map. And we had a map, and it was the map it was a map that I recommended because I had used it and found it useful before. The map we used was Robert Brummett's book, The Quest for Wholeness: Healing Ourselves, Healing Our World. I've known, as most of you know, I've known Robert since probably before 2008. When I moved to Unity Village and began my work on my Master of Divinity degree at the Unity Institute. And Robert was one of my teachers, one of my professors. He was one of my favorites. He taught classes in psychology, prayer and meditation, spiritual counseling, and pastoral care, just to name a few. And I was also fortunate to have him as a spiritual director. So Robert is the Unity movement's best-known Christaboo, which is his tongue-in-cheek term for Christians with Buddhist inclinations. So he calls himself the Christaboo. So most journeys have a designation, and when we began our journey 3 months ago, we determined that our destination was wholeness. But immediately questions came up, and what is wholeness? Okay, how do we find it? And is wholeness really a destination, or is it to be found within the journey itself? So Brummett said, wholeness can mean different things to different people. To someone who is sick or injured, wholeness could be the restoration of your health or your physical health. To someone anxious or depressed or mentally upset, wholeness might mean peace of mind, happiness, or joy. If someone is experiencing relationship problems, wholeness could mean just love and harmony in that relationship. If someone is in poverty, wholeness could mean prosperity. I think it's easy to see that one's vision of wholeness may depend on one's perceived personal need. As Brummett points out, some would say that we are always whole, no matter what our condition or experience. They say that wholeness is our true nature and that we can never be otherwise. While this is true in the spiritual dimension of our being, is it true in every dimension? We may always be spiritually whole, but it's not apparent that we're always physically or mentally whole. Our society and our planet do not appear to be in a state of wholeness. So Brummett says wholeness does not take a particular form. We cannot judge wholeness from the outside, but looking in. We cannot judge wholeness that way. We can know wholeness only through our personal experience. For Brummett, wholeness is the natural result of living a spirit-filled life. a spirit-centered life. It is a natural result of living consciously from our authentic core of being, which in unity we call our Christ consciousness. It is the wisdom within us that knows the truth of who we are, that knows that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. In the state of wholeness, we see all things from the perspective of our true nature, our Christ nature, our Buddha nature. Just as all the planets orbit the sun, in the state of wholeness, everything in our lives revolves around our true identity. This is the state of wholeness. So again, we can fully know wholeness only through our personal experience of it. So how do we have a personal experience of it? And well, it's by recognizing it, the divine idea that it is, and then manifesting it by living it, by expressing it. Remember, wholeness can be expressed in an infinite number of ways. We express it by living it. For Brahma, to be whole is to be self-actualizing. And self-actualization is a verb, okay, that means to realize fully one's potential. It is a concept that was developed by humanistic psychologist Abraham Maslow, who defined it as the process of becoming more and more what one is, to become everything that one is capable of becoming. So self-actualization is the desire and the ability to become the best version of yourself. And in unity, we see ourselves as spiritual beings, and we speak of being the best Christ that we can be. Brumit said, self-actualizing is to be moving in the direction of greater self-responsibility, greater self-expression, greater self-awareness, and more unconditional love. To be whole is to become all that we are capable of becoming, and to know that the capability itself is constantly expanding. Wholeness isn't fixed or static. It's an open-ended, dynamic, ever-expanding. And we do this, we through our practice of self-inquiry and meditation, we contact that within us and align within us that Christ essence within us through our spiritual practices. And as we explored these aspects of wholeness, Brumit reminded us the importance of not judging others or ourselves. It is equally important not to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves with others or with some idealized condition. Wholeness, as Brumit says, is an inside job. And as Eckhart Tolle points out, if you get the inside right, the outside will fall in place. Primary reality is within us. Secondary reality is without. So Brumit says the only race that we are in is the human race, and we will all cross the finish line together. So for Brumit, wholeness is a paradox. Wholeness is the object of our quest, and yet it is our birthright. Spiritually, we can never be other than whole, for we are created in the image and likeness of God. We are divine. Why then must we quest for that which we already have? And Brumit says, probably because we've just forgotten. We have forgotten our wholeness. And in this forgetting, we have the wholeness has disappeared from our sight. Remembering our wholeness will bring it forth into manifestation. And that is our job, is to remember our wholeness. Remember the truth of who we are. Brumit speculates that we have buried the memory of our wholeness under many years and perhaps many lifetimes of other memories that tell us that we are not whole. We have hidden our wholeness in the belief that hiding it is the only way that we can survive. Or perhaps As Marianne Williamson points out in her book, A Return to Love, it is because we are afraid. As Marianne Williamson says, she says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We are afraid of our own potential and the power we possess. We are afraid of what we can achieve and how we can change our lives and the lives of others in the world. Here at Unity, we encourage you to embrace your potential and not be afraid of it. So after this journey for the last 3 months, the question is, are we there yet? Are we there yet? And that is the title of the talk today. Are we there yet? And you know, for those of you who purchased Brummett's book, I mean, there were some of you that purchased it and we followed along. You'll remember perhaps that at the very opening of his book, in his introduction, he quoted these lines from T.S. Eliot. It comes from T.S. Eliot's poem, Four Quartets. And this is what he put in the introduction. And the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. And the end of our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. If, as Brummett says, wholeness is the natural result of living a spirit-centered life and living consciously from the authentic core of our being, then our quest has been a spiritual quest. And as such, these words of the Catholic priest and mystic Anthony de Mello are very appropriate. This is what de Mello says. He says, the spiritual quest is a journey without distance. You travel from where you are right now to where you have always been, from ignorance to recognition. Likewise, the great spiritual teacher Nisargadatta Maharaj says, there is no question of going anywhere, arriving anywhere, or doing anything. You are there already. Being spiritual has nothing to do with what you believe. It has everything to do with your state of consciousness. If you are searching for peace, for God, for healing, for salvation, for wholeness, for love, for nirvana, for enlightenment, it will only ever be found right here, right now, in the present moment. It is within you. The Sanskrit word bodhi, often translated as enlightenment, actually means awakened. Awakened from what? In essence, from the trance of believing that we are separate individuals, egos, apart from all that is. It is clearly seeing who and what you truly are and what we are not. The spiritual quest is not a matter of not a matter of distance, but a matter of waking up to the truth of who you are, waking up to the spiritual being that you are, the pure awareness that you are, and then living from that as that awareness. There is only one presence and one power in the universe, and we are part of it. We are one with the one. So knowing and living this truth sets us free. And this truth will not be found in the future or in the past, but only in the present moment. 2,000 years ago, the Apostle Paul wrote these words in 2 Corinthians 6:2. He says, now is the right time. Now is the day of salvation. So when we speak of spirituality, there are very few topics that are as important as being fully present. The great spiritual teachers throughout time have pointed this out to us. Yogananda said, the secret of health for both mind and body is not to mourn the past, worry about the future, or anticipate troubles, but to live in the present moment wisely and earnestly. And then Eckhart Tolle tells us, realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. Any spiritual quest, paradoxically, begins and ends in this very moment. The Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us that the present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments. And one more bit of wisdom from Eckhart Tolle. He says, always say yes to the present moment. What could be more futile, he says, more insane than to create inner resistance to what already is? What could be more insane than to oppose life itself, which is now and always now? Surrender to what is. Say yes to life and see how suddenly life starts working for you rather than against you. So let me close with this last bit of wisdom from Nisargadatta. He says, once you realize that the road is the goal and that you are always on the road, not to reach a goal, but to enjoy its beauty and its wisdom, then life ceases to be a task and becomes natural and simple in itself an ecstasy. So this week, may you all be blessed with such an ecstasy, with the understanding that this moment is the door to all moments and is indeed a journey without distance, filled with beauty and wisdom right here, right now. We are blessed if we just open our hearts, open our minds. We will see the beauty that surrounds us. So let's prepare for our meditation. So as we do prepare for our meditation, I ask that you leave your eyes open for just a little while. And I want you to just look around. And what do you notice? Okay? For us here in person at our center, there are many people and things to notice. The piano, the lectern here, the light fixtures, the windows, the doors. Just look around. Notice. What do you notice? For those of you joining us online, there'll be other things that you will notice. You will notice many objects. But the question is, did you notice the space in which the people and the objects are contained? You know, only a few people really notice the space in which everything is contained. But as soon as you're made aware of it, everyone can see the space. So your mind, body, the mind-made entity that you believe yourself to be is an object in awareness. Just as the piano over here is on the stage, or a tree out there, or a cloud that arises in the space. So my invitation is for you to look directly into this aware intelligence that allows you to notice the space around you. To take a moment, this moment, and notice this awakeness, this awareness that is looking through your eyes right now. You can get a sense of this by first simply looking through your eyes and then looking back at that which is doing the looking. So if you wish, right now, you can go ahead and close your eyes as we continue in this meditation. So can you sense this center of awareness behind the eyes? Can you sense it? Where is it located? Is it within your eyes? Or is it a space in your head? So we're sensing this awareness within each and every one of us. It is the same awareness. There is only one. Does it have a shape, or does it have a color, or does it even have an actual center? Take a deep breath and just rest in that for a moment. Does it have any borders? Does this wearer space have any sense of self or identity apart from thoughts, feelings, sensations that are just floating by? Is this awareness nothingness, or is it brightly awake? Take another deep breath. So I invite you to notice what this wakefulness is, this awareness. So I'm going to invite you to just hold that noticing of this wakefulness. Hold it as we take a moment and just enter into the silence, being completely, totally open to this awakeness, this awareness, which is who we are. So let's just rest just a little while in the silence. So as we bring our attention back to this space, this time, we just remember that great injunction that has been spoken throughout the ages, and that is, know thyself. Know thyself. And as we make ourselves aware of this awakeness, of this awareness, That is what we're doing. We are learning to know ourselves. So, in the end of all of our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the very first time. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend David. That was very well put together. And I always am just so, I just welcome your talks every Sunday because you do so much research and give us so much information that we don't always, read about, and it's just so wonderful that we have you here to do that for us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. And I would also like to thank our musicians today who are forever bringing us higher as well. Angela and Michael, it's just so nice to have you here. It's, I've said it before, we don't have to go to Carnegie Hall. We've got Carnegie Hall here. We do. Thank you again.
Also, I want to thank Leo over there who takes care of our live streaming. Thanks, Leo. Okay, so now it's time for us to take to heart our vision, mission, and statement of being, which is shown on the screen.
We have a global vision. Would you please speak it with me? Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening.
And we have a sacred mission. Will you say that with me? We inspire and empower spiritual growth to awaken us and transform the world.
And we have a personal statement of being. Will you please say that with me?
I am a dynamic center of the Christ light, mighty to unfold my good and radiate that good to all. We do have a few announcements to make. Joe Yursik is hosting a 9-hole best ball golf tournament this Sunday, today. And tee times start at noon, okay? So just a reminder, it's not too late. You can go out there. Tee times are at noon, and it'll be a lot of fun for those of you who enjoy golfing. And there's also going to be doing, at 3 o'clock, they're going to be eating at the Oxley Estate Winery, which will be following the tournament. And so they're going to have food out there. You're welcome to come and join them. And you'll have to pay for your meal, but you're welcome to come out there and enjoy them and maybe try some of the wine. So anyway, all right.
For those of you that, I guess you already said that.
Okay.
Join the, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, we got double there. Okay, double duty. Okay. Okay, so on Sunday, October the 27th, 12:30 to 2 o'clock, Claudio Savaggi here will be facilitating. Huh? Oh, August. Did I say, what did I say? October. No, August the 27th. It says August right there. I don't know how I said October. Anyway, October the 27th, and that's 12:30. August the 27th. It is August. Just to be clear, it's August the 27th. 12:30 to 2 p.m., okay? Claudio will be facilitating a seminar called Introduction to Astrologos. And so that should be really fascinating, and we invite you to attend. Linda.
Join Debbie Leland, licensed Unity teacher, every Friday from 10 to 10:30 a.m. on Zoom. Experience Unity New Thought Prayer Principles. Share a sacred time together as we pray healing, prosperity, faith, and peace for ourselves and those who will benefit from prayerful energy.
So we do encourage you to check that out. And then also Sunday, September the 3rd, the social committee will be hosting a vegetarian vegan potluck pool party, okay, at Maria Datillo's home. And there will be no fellowship following the service, okay? So on the first Sunday of September, the 3rd, we're not going to be having a drumming circle. We're not going to be having fellowship. We're just all going to enjoy our service and then just get up and go over to the party. And so as soon as you can get there, it starts. And so Maria wanted me to make sure you understood that. And you are welcome to invite anybody that you want to come with you. So the last time we had one last year, we had a wonderful time. And she has a pool, we have food, we're going to have karaoke. It's going to be fun. So please join us.
Yeah. Next Sunday, August 27th, Mariette Jones will be our guest speaker. Mariette's talk title is Affirm Life Today.
And I do want to remind you that Susan Fabreau is our prayer chaplain today, and she will be so happy if you would like someone to pray with you. Thank you. Thank you for that service. Thank you. Okay.
All of our classes, programs, and services are made possible by your generous donations. Our heartfelt thanks for your continuous support. We've created many easy ways to donate, which you can find on our website.
And also, we have a love offering box right over here at the front of the, right on the inside, coming from the foyer. And if you have a love offering, that's where here, and you're here, that's where you put it. And thank you, because again, I cannot make this clear enough and say it enough. You're the ones that make this all possible. So thank you. Thank you for the generosity of your time, your talent, and your treasure. Thank you so much.
We invite you now to stand and let's open our hearts and minds in gratitude as we close by speaking out loud or to yourselves our love offering prayer, followed by the peace song and closing with the prayer for protection.
Divine love in me and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Thank you, God.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us.
I am light.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am love.
The power of God protects us.
I am power.
And the presence of God watches over us.
I am presence.
And wherever we are, God is.
I am divine.
And my friends, you truly are. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And please join us upstairs for some refreshments and fellowship. Thank you.